So my name is Elder Spinti. I'm from Arizona, and I was actually serving down in Brazil, but because of the virus, I got called back. I'm serving with Elder Blakely here in Utah.
How long were you in Brazil?
8 months.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you guys already know me, but I've been out for almost 4 months now. Time's been flying out here on a mission. It's been a great time, and I love serving in Utah. It's a blast, especially with Elder Spinti. It's cool, dude. Yeah, so pretty much we have kind of a schedule lined up for everyone. We're just going to talk about what it's like being a missionary, talk about our schedule throughout the week, and pretty much I just show you guys some stuff, and then at the end, we'll take questions too. So if any questions come to mind while we're talking, just write it down or jot it down, and we'll be able to answer them at the end. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. We're here just wanting to learn and hear about your missions and how things are going. So take it away.
So pretty much we have a set schedule that we have to, or that we go by every day. So we wake up at 6:30 in the morning. We pretty much get out of bed. We start our day off with a prayer every day. Just pray to Heavenly Father, thank Him for the wonderful lives that we live and for the people that we're teaching. Just continue to pray to Him, and then we also make our beds right away. That's a good habit to get into, is starting to make your bed.
All right. Yeah, and so then with the rest of the morning, we usually go out and exercise. Elder Blakely likes to ride his skateboard, and so sometimes he does that while I run, or we'll do like workouts here in the house or something like that. And we also take a shower, get dressed and everything, and eat some breakfast. We have a little app that we use that we plan out our whole day, what we're going to do all the time.
So it's called Area Book. It's pretty handy. It keeps everything organized and gives us reminders on what we have, and it's super cool to just keep it updated. So because back in the day they used to have it on paper, and when he was in Brazil he used to have a daily planner on paper too, but since we have phones they have an app for it, and it works out pretty well. It's handy. So pretty much that's what it consists of.
It's got like all the hours, and then we've got like stuff filled in for all the hours, if you all can see that. And then we got all our days here so we can look what our plan is for like tomorrow, and we've got all the activities that we got planned for tomorrow. It's pretty handy.
And it helps keep us organized. So we have to do that all by 9 a.m. And then at 9 a.m. we do personal study for an hour. We have to read out of the scriptures, Book of Mormon, Bible, Preach My Gospel, Jesus the Christ. It's a good book. Pretty much we try to study for the people that we teach and for the lessons that we have upcoming that night, and we just do that for about an hour a day, and it's pretty helpful.
And then right after that we do a study together. So we work together to read through Preach My Gospel or the scripture, something like that, and we just help each other learn a little bit more and become better missionaries.
Yeah, and Companionship Study, it's cool because you just come back together, share with each other insights that we gain from personal study, and then we also plan the lessons that we had for that night. So we just go over what will be taught and who we're teaching and all that good stuff. Then after that, that usually goes on for about an hour. And then at 11 o'clock, we have a language study. So I don't study a language, so I just watch Book of Mormon videos and Bible videos. But Elder Spinti can tell you some about his language study.
So I like reading the scriptures in Portuguese, or I've got Duolingo that I do Portuguese on. I also have a few like grammar textbooks. So I'm just trying to work on keeping my Portuguese up, just in case I go back to Brazil, I'll be able to speak with the people there.
Then 12 o'clock, noon, comes lunchtime. We get an hour to eat lunch and just relax for a bit. And we usually do a lot of cooking around the apartment, especially in quarantine. Like to cook grilled cheese sandwiches, peanut butter and jellies, just a bunch of, we try to get creative, but for lunch it's usually the same thing.
Oh, who's the best cook?
He is. He cooks a lot of good food. We just made some pretty good mac and cheese today. I cooked the pasta, but he did the rest. That's pretty good.
So then usually from about 1 o'clock to 5 p.m., that's when we're supposed to go out. We can do service. We're supposed to teach people. We're supposed to, just help those people around us. Because of the coronavirus, we're not allowed to go into people's homes, but we're still allowed to go out in their yards and do service. So we've been doing a lot of pulling weeds and digging holes and all sorts of really fun stuff.
Another fun project that we we're making a duck coop for this family that we're teaching out of a trampoline. I have pictures of it, so I'll send it in my next weekly email. But it's been pretty good so far, and they have like 4 ducks. It's pretty cool to play around and mess around with the ducks. But yeah, we do a lot of service because we can't really go into members' homes yet. Hopefully that'll change. And usually between the hours of 1 to 5 on Thursday, we do a weekly planning, 10-day planners. I'll show you guys our whiteboard. Yes, so if you guys can see, this is our board of all the stuff that we plan. Weekly planning usually goes to Thursday between like 3 to 5 or 3 to 4:30. And it has all the people that we're teaching and their concerns and needs and all that. We have a 10-day planner that we pretty much revolve our daily planning around, and we just plan out lessons and stuff to do each day. And so it's pretty cool to do weekly planning because we plan according to the needs of the people that we're teaching, and we try to address the concerns and find creative ways to help those that we're teaching, and just revolve our daily planning around it as well. It's pretty cool. And then on every Friday we do district councils. He's the district leader, so I'll have him talk about that.
As a district council is like, if you have people you need help with, you need ideas of, we can go and we meet with some other missionaries that live around us, and we talk how we can best serve the people in our area. And we also talk a little bit about the gospel, so we can just remember what we're doing out here, and we can remember the spirit that we feel, and so that we can come together with some other missionaries and really build each other up and help each other out.
Then the next at 5 o'clock, we have dinner for about an hour. So before quarantine, we were allowed to go to members' houses. Here in Utah, they feed us every night. So that is a blessing. We got to go eat dinner with families and share a lesson with them at the end around like 5:45. Then we have to be out the door at 6. But here in quarantine, we pretty much are on our own. They give us a little extra money to buy more groceries, and we get to cook for ourselves pretty much. Elder Spinti does most of the cooking. Last night we had chicken wings. We had mac and cheese today. We do a lot of pastas. Pretty good. And then some members, thankfully, they drop off food for us at our front doorstep. That's pretty nice.
So then from about 6 to 9 p.m., that's our time when we go out and we really try and teach people. We go out, we teach people about the gospel. We find new people that we can teach. We work through lessons, things like that, just so we can bless the people around us with the message of the gospel.
Yeah, and those are like prime proselyting hours, prime hours to go out and find and teach lessons, because 6 to 9, everyone tends to be home from work, from school and all that, so families are usually together. And then at 9 o'clock, that's when we're supposed to be in, and we just prepare for bed. We use this hour pretty much to wind down and just get settled into the apartment, get to write in our journal, then get ready to sleep. Writing in the journal, it's been pretty fun because you want to look back on the days on your mission, because you tend to forget a lot of things. But if you write in a journal every day, you can always look back. And so far, I've been pretty good about it. Probably only missed like 1 or 2 days since I've been out, but pretty cool. And then at the end of the night, right before we go to bed, we just say a prayer as a companionship. And then after that, we say a personal prayer. So we start the day with a prayer and end with a prayer. On Monday, that's our P Day, known as Personal Day. We used to say just to relax, hang out with other missionaries, go grocery shopping. We usually go to Walmart, and then we go out for lunch somewhere. We either go play basketball, sports with other missionaries, or go on hikes. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, so it's our one day to rest from the usual things we're doing and to go and have some fun, explore the area where we're at and get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, and we also used to say pretty much to contact family back at home, write emails to friends, family, all that good stuff, and it's pretty cool. And now, since the new mission rules have changed, we get to call our parents about once a week now on P Day. Usually you could only call them on Christmas or Mother's Day, but now we have the wonderful opportunity to reach out to them every Monday. It's a fun time. And yeah, so pretty much just following the schedule. It's important because it keeps you on track and it keeps you focused, because if you don't follow a schedule, if you wake up whenever you want, tend to waste more time, and we try to just stay on a schedule so it keeps us focused.
I think it's really cool too, because I don't know about you guys, but before I came out on the mission, there'd be times where I'd waste a bunch of time during the day, and you get to the night and you feel like you kind of wasted your whole day and you didn't get anything done. But it's really cool when you got your whole day lined up, you know exactly what you're going to do before you even go out and do it. When you get home at night, you feel pretty accomplished that you did all these things and that you really went out and did something good and improved yourself throughout the day. It really helps me just feel more accomplished.
We're going to share some cool mission experiences that we've had so far. I can go first. Pretty much, this is my second year that I'm in, and it's my second transfer. So my last transfer, me and my companion, we were brand new to the area, so that's called whitewashing. So we didn't really know much people around here. So the first night we came in, we just contacted the bishops and like asked if there's anyone in mind that they wanted us to contact or reach out to. One of the bishops, Bishop Bruder, he gave us a guy to reach out to, Sean. Sean, he's a 6-year-old man. He's dating this girl that's a member. He used to be a pastor for a Christian church down in South Africa. He used to be in like special forces in the army and all that. He said he's gotten pretty violent down there, killed a few people down in like service. But yeah, he's a pretty cool dude though. But he wanted to start taking the missionary discussions and just to learn more about the gospel. So we pretty much taught him the gospel every single night for 2 weeks. We met with him over phone, video chat, just like how we're doing now. It's pretty cool because Sean, just like we saw how much the gospel like changed him through the time period that we have, and it's pretty cool. We got to the lesson about the word of wisdom, and he told us that he had a glass of wine like every night because for like health benefits. So we were pretty like concerned about him because if you want to be baptized, you have to give all that stuff up. And pretty much he told us that he'd be willing to give up alcohol and all that, tea, coffee, with no problem. It's pretty cool because he threw it all away that night. And to me, that stuck out to me, just the faith that he had, and he knew that we were teaching the stuff and these commandments came from God, and that God knows everything, and he knows that we should stay away from this stuff. So it's pretty cool to see Sean take a leap of faith. We continue to meet with him, and we saw Sean changing as a person. He said that he started becoming a happier person and saw a brighter light in his eyes, and he looked at life a lot differently when he was being taught the gospel. He looked at life as a precious thing that he didn't want to waste or take for granted. So it's pretty cool. Sean ended up getting baptized after about 2 weeks, and it's a cool experience to teach someone like Sean, just to see him progress and see what the gospel can truly do to someone and change their lives. That's pretty neat.
Oh, that's great. I had an experience when I was down in Brazil. There was this guy that we met, and he seemed interested in us teaching him. He really seemed interested in the Book of Mormon. So he lived a little bit away, so we had to take a bus out to his house. And we got out there and we taught him, and we gave him a Book of Mormon, and we said, well, you should read this, and you should pray about it. And we left. And we didn't think much of it because we do that a lot. And a lot of the time people don't want to read it because, it's up to them. But it was pretty amazing. We showed up a week later and we said, well, did you read the book? And he said, yeah. And we said, oh, cool. How much did you read? And he's like, well, I think I'm in Alma 20 something. And it was just crazy how in a week he had read almost half of the Book of Mormon. And, there really are people out there that the Lord has been preparing, that they know that the gospel is true when they hear it. And he just loved having the lessons. Every week after that week, he was at church and he went to all the activities and everything. We always know he would be there. And he just became a really good friend of mine because we were able to introduce him to the gospel, and he saw it as truth and he just acted on it. And he needs to get married to his wife before he can get baptized, but he's progressed so much, and it's just amazing the changes, not just in like his church or whatever, but also he's become more confident as a person. He told us has become more loving with his wife and with his kid. He found a job. There were just so many blessings in his life. And there's so many things that the gospel does to us that we don't even realize. You know, it's not just like our spirit that's blessed, but it's also our physical and our temporal needs also, you know. All those things, God looks out for us when we're doing the right thing. And so that was just a really good experience that I had out here.
Good story. So we're going to share a message as well. If anyone or if everyone can turn to DNC section 31, and we'll just read that chapter. It's about 13 verses. We can all just go and read a couple verses each. Revelation given through Joseph Smith, a prophet, to Thomas B. Marsh, September 1830. The occasion was immediately following a conference of the church. See heading to section 30. Thomas B. Marsh had been baptized earlier in the month, had been ordained an elder in the church before this revelation was given.
All right. Thomas, my son, blessed are you because of your faith in my work.
Behold, you have had many afflictions because of your family. Nevertheless, I will bless you and your family. Yea, you little one, and the day cometh that they will believe and know the truth, to be one with you in my church.
Lift up your heart and rejoice, for the hour of your mission is come, and your tongue shall be loosed, and you shall declare God tidings of great joy unto this generation.
Right. You shall declare the things which have been revealed to my servant Joseph Smith, Jr. You shall begin to preach from this time forth, yea, to reap in the field which is white already to be burned.
Therefore, sickle with all your soul, and your sins are forgiven. You and you shall be laden with sheaves upon your back, for the laborer is worthy of his hire, wherefore your family shall live.
Behold, verily I say unto you, go from them only for a little time, and declare my word, and I will prepare a place for them.
Yeah, I will open the hearts of the people, and they will receive you, and I will establish a church by your hand.
And you shall strengthen them and prepare them against the time when they shall be gathered.
Be patient in afflictions. Revile not against those that revile. Govern your house in meekness and be steadfast. Here at 10.
Behold, I say unto you that you shall be a physician unto the church, but not unto the world, for they will not receive you.
Go your way with over, I will, and it shall be given to you by the Comforter, what you shall do and whither you shall go.
Pray always, lest enter into temptation and lose your reward.
And lo, I am with you. These words are not of man nor of men, but of me, even Jesus Christ, your Redeemer, by the will of the Father. Amen.
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 So I really love that section in Doctrine and Covenants, because it talks about the blessings that come from serving a mission. Because we put 2 years of our life to serve the Lord. He promises that our families will be taken care of, our sins will be forgiven, that the Lord, he'll prepare the hearts of the people that we're about to teach. And it just like motivates me to continue to go out and teach the Lord's word, and just continue to serve others and do the best that I can to help bring those to come unto Christ.
Yeah, and I think something that's really interesting is that when we go out on a mission, we often think that we're sacrificing a lot to serve the Lord, which we are. But you know, the Lord, he'll give us back what we sacrifice, and he'll multiply it like 10 times or 50 times. And so for everything we give up, when we give up our family, when we give up our friends, all of them will be blessed for our service. And we ourselves will grow too. And like it says in here, when we really try our best and give it our all, the Lord will provide people for us to teach, and he'll provide opportunities for us to grow and learn of his gospel.
Can we get some input on what you all thought about this section that we just read?
I noticed how he told Thomas that he'll be blessed through after his trials, even though he's struggling right now.
Anyone else? One or two more?
I like it says, be faithful, even unto the end. Missions can be a long time. I served my mission in Italy, and for 2 years, you're working diligently every day, and you need to be patient and faithful to the end, right? And you'll be blessed. Serving a mission is a foundation for the rest of your lives, and such a great thing to do.
Yeah, and I would just like to close this message just to bear my testimony that I know missions are a beautiful thing. I feel lucky every day that I'm still out here and I still get to serve the Lord and help people and those in need. And our purpose as missionaries is to invite others to come unto Christ, because there's a lot of people that weren't lucky, like all of us, to have the gospel and to be raised off the gospel. It's a pleasure being a missionary for Jesus Christ and Heavenly Father and preaching the true gospel to people who have never heard of it or just want to learn more about it. I think serving a mission is probably the best decision that I've ever made. And 2 years seems long, but in the end, it's nothing compared to eternity. And after the mission, you'll learn so much from a mission. You won't want to go home. When it comes time to go back home, you'll be sad about it because you go through a lot on a mission. You continue to serve others and put others before you. It's just a beautiful thing, and I'm thankful to be a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ.
Me too. It's not an easy decision to serve a mission. There's a lot of other things that we could be doing with our time, but I know that the Lord blesses us and he gives us opportunities that we learn so much more from our mission than we'll ever really know. And like Elder Blakely said, there's so many people, and it's such an amazing thing, and you feel really good about yourself when you put other people's needs in front of your own all day, every day. And you come to know Jesus Christ so much better. You learn about him every day, and you learn about your Savior. You learn what he went through, and just that knowledge will bless you for the rest of your life as you continue to have your family, as you go forward. Just that knowledge of our Savior and your closeness with him, it's invaluable. It's worth any price. And so I challenge any of you, if you're thinking about serving a mission, or if you don't know if you want to do it, just kneel down and ask Heavenly Father what he thinks. And I assure you that he'll respond, and he'll help you prepare, and he'll help you go out and bless the lives of others. And you'll just be able to feel that same spirit and love from Heavenly Father that we get to feel every day, which is such an amazing thing.
Thank you, and we're here to answer any of your questions that you guys have. It can be anything, and take advantage of this opportunity because you have two missionaries here, and we can just answer any of the questions that you have, and we're happy to answer questions. And whoever wants to go, just start shouting them out.
Elder Spinti.
Yeah.
What was the name of the mission in Brazil that you went to?
Vitoria. It's Vitoria.
Okay.
How do you two like living in Salt Lake City?
It was nice. I actually got to serve. My first area was downtown Salt Lake City. It's pretty cool. You see a lot of funny stuff down in the city. The first week, my car got broken into, and they stole like the gas card and just left the car a mess. But it's pretty fun serving in Utah. The members treat us very well. They always, like I said before we were quarantined, we had a meal every night, so we were well fed and got taken care of pretty well. And they go out of their way for the missionaries here in Utah. And it's nice. There's a lot of work here in Utah as well. Before my mission, I didn't think there was going to be much work to do because I thought everyone was already a member of the church. But you see a lot of people that either haven't heard of the gospel, or they decide to meet with the missionaries and learn more about it, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of members here, and they just help you with everything. I mean, we got members that will cut our hair for free. We got members that give us food for free. We got, everything. So it's pretty sweet serving in Utah.
Your stupidest story.
That's happened to us, or what?
Or like the funniest thing.
Funniest thing. All right, so back in my first area, we would go downtown to Salt Lake City, just the library, because that's where we work on Google Sheets just to upload the lessons that we teach and just to record back on it. Not these, pretty much at these libraries, a lot of homeless people and people on drugs, they just go and just check on the computers each day. So every time we would go, just something new would happen. We saw some dude just pretty much just dropped to the ground, just start yelling stuff and just having a seizure pretty much, but just like tweaking out on the ground. I don't know. I've only been out for a couple months. So I don't really have any like funny stories that I can think of. What about you, Spinti?
There was one time we were teaching someone, we came out of the house, and there was like this cat sitting on this wall, and we thought it was kind of weird. We're like, what is that cat doing there? And we were walking out of the house, and the cat like meowed like really, really loud. And we were thinking, what's it doing? And we turned around and looked back, and there were all these spikes on the wall, and the cat had jumped off a different wall, and there was a spike going straight through the cat. And we like freaked out. We were like, what are we supposed to do? I mean, I don't know what you do. And so we called the guy we had just been teaching, and he was partly blind. So I should have just pulled the cat off the spike and set it free, but I don't know. I was kind of like shook. So we called him out, and he came out, and he was pulling the cat off the hook. But because he was kind of blind, he couldn't get it all the way. And so he was like squishing it around, and the cat was just screaming. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. It wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't very funny in the moment, though. It was pretty upsetting.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Elder Spinti. So, like, what was your reasoning for serving? Like, why did you go out? Like, how did you make your decision?
Yeah, no, that's good. I wasn't super interested in serving a mission straight out of high school. And I actually went up to year of college at BYU. And while I was up there, I took a Book of Mormon class. And my teacher made us read the Book of Mormon. Like, part of the class was you had to read the Book of Mormon every day for 30 minutes, which I was like, wow, that's a lot. But, you know, when I was reading the Book of Mormon every day for 30 minutes, I really felt a huge difference in my life. Like, a lot of things in my life changed. And I was thinking about going out on a mission, and I saw that change the Book of Mormon had made. And I knelt down, I said a prayer, and I asked if I should serve a mission. And I just saw like all the things that had changed in the power of Book of Mormon in my life. And I was like, yeah, this is something I want to do, to share this with other people. So it took me a while, but once I made that decision, it was stuck with it.
What's been the hardest part of your mission, like the most difficult task? Or
before I came out on a mission, I thought it was like something like super hard. There are hard times. I guess probably just like adjusting to the schedule and like mission guidelines and all that. There's a lot of stuff that they have us do. I don't know. It's just like, I guess, adjusting from like not being a missionary to being a missionary, because you miss home, you can get homesick and all that. You just had to wake up at 6:30. That can be rough for some people. Luckily for me, it wasn't too bad. I was good at waking up at 6:30 with no problems. I guess just like adjusting to the mission life.
I think what's frustrating for me is like when we go out, we work hard to teach people, and they just are not interested at all. Or you meet people that are like, yeah, I don't really care. And you're like, but man, this is so good. So, you know, you work a lot, and not many people are willing to hear, which can be rough sometimes.
Yeah, like there's a couple times where we'd be teaching someone, but they don't really want to be taught anymore, and they go through a lot of struggles with their lives, and they don't want to like put the gospel or missionary discussions first. And just from being like firsthand seeing it, we know that like what the gospel can do to someone. I think that's pretty hard too. It's just seeing them flush it down the drain and whatnot. That can be pretty rough.
Because yeah, you see people that it blesses them so much, and you're like, man, this would help you so much. But you know, they have their free agency to choose whether or not they want to listen.
So, Elder Blakely, are you guys in a car or are you on bikes?
So we're actually in a car area, and since we're quarantined right now, they don't really want us using the car much. So say if we go do service, everything's pretty close, so we bike. We just have bikes as a backup. But for like PDA and all that, we're allowed to use the car. But yeah, our area is like pretty much a car area, which is nice. And a lot of the areas in Salt Lake City are car areas. There's only a few bike areas. Every area that I've been in has been a car area. So it's been pretty nice.
What kind of car do they give you?
So we got a 2017 Nissan Altima. They give us some nice cars down here. Some missionaries, they get into some car accidents and all that, as you can guess. And we got like these fancy cars. My last car was a Toyota RAV4. I think it's like a 2018 or 2019.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I
But
see you with the fresh whip.
yeah, we got the wit. But pretty much, so there's a system called Tiwi that every car in the mission has. You get your own personal card. You just sign into the car every time to the Tiwi system. So say if you go, so I pretty much tracked it. You can go over 9 miles over the speed limit without it like dinging you. So just give you a reminder if you go over that. It's like check your speed, whatnot. If you don't check your speed, you'll get like an aggressive driving. If you get 2 or 3 aggressive drivings, you get suspended for the transfer of driving. My first trainer, he was a designated driver and he got suspended, so I had to drive for the rest of the transfer.
So you have to have a credit card to start the car and drive it?
So it's not a credit card. So what it is, you can start the car and then there's like a system hooked up to like the dashboard. And it's just like a regular like plastic card with like your information, like your first name and last name. You just sign into the system with it pretty much. And when you get like too many aggressive drivings or pretty much not obeying the rules, it gets sent back to the mission office, and yeah, they'll call you out for it and tell you how you're doing.
Like,
So how many aggressive driving notices have you had?
Me, I've had 2. They run accident, but the third one that would have got me suspended, but I'm back in the green. So there's a green area, yellow, and red. So I was in yellow for a bit, but I'm back at green, I think. I should be.
I was kind of comparing it to the thing like those drunk drivers, like we have to blow in the thing to start your car.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like we can start our car, but if you don't sign into the TV system, it'll remind you to sign in. And if you don't, it'll just like let the mission office know that you're not signed in or whatnot.
Well, hey, Elder Blakely, Elder Spinti, thank you for taking your time here with us tonight and sharing your stories with us and your message and your everyday lives of being missionaries. And you guys are great examples to the young men in our ward. And we're so thankful that you were able to come on our Zoom meeting tonight and just share your testimonies with them. And so thank you so much for doing that. Just go out there, keep working hard. And I know that you two are in a great spot there in Salt Lake City to find the Lord's elect and do great work there. Young men, do you have anything to say to these elders, just to thank them, or any words of encouragement?
Oh gosh.
Well, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thanks, brother.
Anytime, yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to say something good to these elders?
I love you.
There we go.
Oh, we love
Looking pretty cute.
Oh, thanks.
Well, we thank you all for having us. It's a wonderful opportunity just sharing with you what we do. And yeah, my invitation would be, if you're considering a mission, the answer is yes. A mission, you won't regret going on a mission. It's a fun time, and 2 years, it seems long, but it's actually really short compared to everything that the Lord has given us. Missions are a fun time. You'll love your mission no matter where you go.
Excellent words there.
Thank you. And if anyone ever needs anything, feel free to reach out. You guys have my email and all that.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck as you continue serving together as companions. And
Thank you.
you have find the Lord's elect, find many people to teach, have success, and be happy in your work there. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
good to talk to you all.